everyone, welcome to the latest From the Desk video. Just thought it was really important, probably I got in touch with everyone today, just to explain with these markets moving around again in the last week, what we're seeing, what we think, and how we think it's all going to play out. First and foremost, it does, and I've said this before, it does remind me a lot about, a lot like the 99-2000 situation when we had a bit of the tech boom and crash, and it's very specific to certain stocks, it's very specific to certain sectors, and already the NASDAQ has seen, as of I think it was yesterday, 40% of the NASDAQ has dropped by 50% in the share price. So in America, that change has already occurred where they've seen that tech market retreat quite substantially already. We've seen a bit of a fallout of that in our particular small cap space, but very particular to certain stocks with high PE ratios and a little bit of frothiness in their earnings. We haven't seen, you see a little bit of that drift into some of the better quality stocks, and what we saw back in 99-2000 was an initial rotation out of these tech stocks or high price tech stocks, but that didn't really affect the broader market. Woolworths, Brambles, you know, that eventually just recovered quite nicely and went on with it, went on its merry way. So, and I will say that the 99-2000 thing where it fell over was still, it was at the beginning of that internet era, that boom where the Amazons of the world and the Googles of the world came out of that, Netflix and so on, and it was the right investment thesis that was going to happen. It was just far too early. And I would argue, we just sent a video around, we're going to send a video around about cybersecurity, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and I think it's that whole thesis, investment thesis, is correct. It's just very early on in this whole revolution. So, certainly tech is still a good place to be. It's just a question of getting the right things and the right diversification there. Like crypto, I mean, Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin's dropped already, I think this year, 50% from $70,000 US to 35,000. We've seen a major washout of some of those markets, which I think personally was very necessary. But looking forward, again, the number that's triggered a little bit this is inflation, which I said we're going to talk a lot about this year, thinking interest rates are going up. I still will hold firm on that. I don't think the RBA will blink too much. Interest rates may creep up a little bit, but not a lot. And the whole investment thesis behind them moving up a little bit means that cash rates are still going to be very, very low. And therefore, to get growth, to get income, to get investment returns, property and shares are still a very, very big portion of that, and we've got to stick to our guns, stick to investing in the right areas, stick to good quality, and this market will be fine. We see it as a good buying opportunity in certain stocks, and I think that we should be continuing to see it that way. I do not see this correction, probably, I think it's fallen 6 or 7%. I don't see it getting too much worse than that this year. The Omicron situation is slowly breaking down. I think the next 3 to 4 months should settle the supply chains down. It should settle the conversations down. You think about 2 years ago, we are a long way advanced from where we were when this whole thing started. I think there's 183 vaccinations either in progress or in play around the world. We've got very good health, medicines around people who do get coronavirus now. The supply chain, the supply of vaccines and rat tests and everything's overcoming a lot of those supply chain crises. So the emergency slowly dissipating. Yes, it's going to be around, and yes, it's certainly a real issue. But it's as of today, the data in Australia, at least anyway, is very, very positive. So I think that I wouldn't be too scared about that inflation number. I think some of this data is going to settle down, and the markets are going to be okay. Stick to the plan, and if you're looking to invest, use this as an opportunity rather than a threat. Any questions, make sure you yell out. Thanks. Cheers.